This is gonna be a quick little video here on illegal immigration. I'm all for them getting the illegal people who are not meant to be in this country legally out the country. But I don't just want to stop with those who from south of the border. Let's talk about it all across the board. You know, getting the people who are maybe from Russia, or Czechoslovakia, or Europe, or Poland, Ireland, wherever. Let's get everybody who's undocumented out of here. Not just like I said, not just the ones south of the border. That's like I said, I'm not trying to defend for them or put up for them either. I'm just being honest. Let's go ahead and get everybody out who's not supposed to be here, because illegal immigration, I don't think a lot of you guys understand how it really affects the whole society economically. Let's see how I can give this example. Okay, for one point in time, let's go with the landscaping businesses. I can talk about right here in Fort Worth because I've been there for some period of time. When I first got here back in '97, a lot of businesses, or a lot of people who were doing the landscaping work was actually Europeans. You know, they had all the pretty much landscaping businesses, but what they had was Mexican, I would say Mexican American, but let's just call them Mexican people working for them. But unbeknownst to them, they didn't have a problem with illegal immigration because it wasn't really affecting them at that point in time. However, as time progressed, some of those same workers became their competitors because naturally they're the ones doing the work. So what they did was they'll be the ones cutting the yard, and they'll probably double back later on to that same person house they was working on, leave their own personal business card and say, yeah, I do this type of work on the side, you know, and I'll give you a good deal, which they would. Let's say the European was cutting the yard for, let's say, $200. Well, they'll cut that same yard for, let's say, $100. And some of you say, well, ain't nothing wrong with it, you know, undercutting the competition, which I understand your point. But let me show you a domino effect. Now, in order to keep up, with competition, the European cut the same yard now for $100 also. But what happens is he has a crew. He can't afford to keep that many people working for him at that price. So you have to let somebody go. You let that one person go, they can't find a job, doing that type of work now because competition is fierce. So you create a domino effect. Now that person going on unemployment, whatever case have you, and it won't be long before that European company wouldn't be able to actually find clients doing landscaping anymore because the prices will be too cheap. He wouldn't be able to survive in business. He or she would not be able to survive in business actually doing that type of work. So they have to let it go. And the same for construction. Most of the when I first came, most of the construction workers and construction companies were actually Europeans. And it still is to a large degree. However, a lot of workers, being Mexicans, they're doing all the work, so they know how to do it. So why not go into business for yourselves? And that's exactly what they did. So again, now the Europeans on the feel a pinch of illegal immigration, and they're in now. So now it becomes a problem. Before it really wasn't a problem before, but when it started affecting their pockets, it becomes a problem. But on a whole, illegal immigration lowers the standard of living from everybody because employers, being a business, their bottom line is actually profit. They focus on the bottom line. So what they do is, we go with the best price. We don't really care about the people. We care about the price. So if you want this job, this is the price you're gonna pay. For instance, you have a job being a mechanic. I'm just using an example, not saying this is what the price is. If the mechanic price is say $20, someone who's illegal probably do that same job for $15. But I can't survive making $15 an hour and still have a family. But if 4 or 5 or 6 of them in one house, they could easily afford to do that same mechanic job for $10 an hour because 5 of them in the house splitting the bills. You see the difference? So that's one aspect of how illegal immigration affects the society. And then don't talk about the benefits. I don't even understand how you can get food stamps. So I think they call it SNAP now. I don't keep up with it too much, but I don't even know how you can get that and not have any documentation. But then, truth be told, I just have a government job. I'm going to talk about that in the next video, where I found out a guy who's been working as a supervisor for 20-something years. He was illegal. Like, well, wait a minute. How can you get a government job but you don't have any documentations? And I look at everybody who's the superintendent, the assistant superintendent. They're all Mexicans. So I'm like, damn. So the problem is a lot bigger than some people believe, But hey, It is what it is. But I'm not trying to make this video too long. I got other things I want to talk about, so I'm going to cut it here and talk to you guys later on. Take it easy.